Hi YouTube. As promised, I am shooting an after I fed the tanks and try to see if these fish will come out. Oh, there's one coming out in the back a little bit. A couple of them coming out in the back. And these are emerald dwarf rasboras. They are looking quite a bit better than when I first got them, of course, but also, yeah, they don't really come out much. They like to hide, as I have mentioned before. But yeah, just a little feeding. Gave them some bug bites. They seem to like them because they're quite small pieces, so they can probably get them in their mouth pretty easy. I'm just gonna go ahead and go on to the next tank. These guys are kind of shy eaters, so I want to just make sure that they get their food. And on to in here. We got the frogs. I'm gonna grab some bloodworms for them here in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and see what we can see really quick. Got some nice big shrimp in here. A lot of people were definitely like, "Oh, you're gonna, wow." Oh, this is from where I did the water change. I was like, "What dug this out?" I wonder if there's any little tiny crypts floating. I'm gonna try to fix that really quick, guys. 1 second. I'll pull up my sleeve. Don't want to get the hoodie all wet. Yeah, there we go. I don't want those little crypts floating around. They're kind of hard to replant. I don't know if you guys have any little, it's like a cryptoparva or something like that. But they're definitely hard to replant. Oh, I just got some duckweed in my food. Sorry, guys. Wanted to remove some of this moss. So, got a nice chunk of Java moss. And duckweed all over my hands, too, but that's okay. Let's put some of this duckweed back in. Sorry, I tried to get most of the duckweed back in because I did take quite a bit out the other day. And I did a water change, so, you know, want as many plants in there as we want in there. That way they're keeping everything nice. So let's go ahead. Let's skedaddle over to this tank. This is a better tank for feeding anyway. The frogs will get a dedicated little time out of this to watch them feed because they're kind of take a while to eat, but they are really fun to watch eat. I'm actually going to put some bug bites in the frog's tank because I got this duckweed that got all stuck to it. But the shrimp will clean those up for me. Pretty good chunk of bug bites, but that's okay. And this is how I feed bug bites, just sprinkle them in. And I like to, especially right now, I've been feeding them quite a bit. I'm trying to get them to breed or something. There's a little floating raft of like bubbles that we're trying to make algae back there. But yeah, these guys are pretty good eaters. They'll usually just sit right in front of you and swarm, so I like watching them eat. And I will come back through. I'll probably come back through and drop shrimp pellets. And I'll do like a short video later where it's just a shrimp feeding frenzy in this tank. Because there will definitely be one. There always is when I feed them. So, okay. On to the next. And this Java moss is going to go into the 40 gallon because I actually don't really have any Java moss in the whole 40 gallon. So, or very, very little anyway. And I did have to change my timer setup the other day. Oh, this one's still a smart timer. I couldn't remember if I changed that one to the other kind of timer or not. Okay. This is the other really, really good tank to watch eat. So we'll just throw that, Java moss in there and just let it fall. I like to have Java moss in all my tanks because the fish that want to, like egg scatters, they need somewhere to deposit those eggs. So yeah, I cleaned this guy out, looking pretty good. You see the filter flow now is like crazy. Yeah, nice big amount of bug bites. I do have bristle noses in here and bamboo shrimp, so everything in this tank, it's very, very promised to get consumed. I think the only way I could really overfeed that tank is if I literally just dumped like a whole thing of bug bites in there or something. And like, I mean, yeah, I'm overfeeding it before that point, but like that would be the point where it'd be like, okay, something might die because I dropped in too much food. But yeah, right now with this amount of food, it's definitely not overfeeding. Got a little guppy. See, I'm trying to get him big, so I do like to overfeed a little bit. And let's see if we can get a good shot of him from the top. There he is right there. He's got like black in his tail fin, blue, and then yellow. He looks really good. And I'll try to get this Java moss to sink somewhere good. Oh, one of the small bristlenose comes out. Let me see if I can actually get it to do this. If I could get it to grow on this log, I'd be pretty happy about that. I think that the fish would deposit some eggs on there. Let's actually just put it right here. Just kind of friction fitted it into that hole of that log. And this is the Mopani wood I was talking about, by the way. That stuff is thick and it leaches tannins for a long time. If you don't know what tannins are, by the way, it's like, you know, what tea leaves do. It's what all leaves have, like a little bit of tannins in them, pretty much, I think. At least I'm pretty sure all leaves have some tannins. But just depending on what kind. Oh, is there not a way for me to turn this on? Oh yeah, there is. Okay, cool. Sorry, like I said, I switched to an analog timer because, oh, sorry about that, guys. I switched to an analog timer because I had to use the other timer for this other little project, which I'm going to show you guys here in a second too. And I'm really just going to like really overfeed the big guy because I just did a good water change on his tank. You can see it looks pretty nice on there for the most part. I didn't really clean up the gravel because he's going to, oh, that Java fern's going to die. Look at that. Yeah, that Java fern ain't supposed to be like that. And I don't know if that's the dwarf aquarium lily bulb that he tore up or a snail shell or what. He's a pretty mean guy. I think that I've found a person who would be willing to take him. So probably not going to be for at least a little bit longer. But yeah, I probably will have somebody be taking him. Let me feed him so I fed him a bunch of these Vibra Bites, which in my opinion, if you don't have Vibra Bites, you should try to go get some, especially if you have anything that has a large mouth, like guppies, platies. They're really good. They're a little expensive, but in my opinion, the fish just destroy them. And they give a lot of good color. This guy definitely didn't have near as good a color before I started feeding the Vibra Bites. And then I dropped him a couple cichlid pellets. They will sink, but he'll find them. So yeah, I got some succulents. My girlfriend was really wanting. She had this other little vase or whatever you want to call it, jar, planter is what it's called. She wanted to fill it with some stuff, but I think this guy might have been too big, so we just bought it another pot. And then the other day when we were looking for her one, I found one that I wanted, which is a climbing aloe, but as you guys can see, he's not doing too hot. I think maybe our light isn't strong enough for him. They were in the living room, and they were just sharing a grow light with like parsley and shit like that, and they were not having it. So yeah, got them their own grow light. I got it on a timer. The timer of it will not interfere with any other lighting situations that I have going on. They overlap each other. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, and I cleared out this little area here so I could have some room to maybe expand it. We're thinking about, I saw a video the other day on YouTube. Man, I can't remember who it was. If I remember who they are, I'll actually shout them out, even though I don't have very many subscribers. I just like to do that just because, you know, I would like, you know, if people see my video and find some kind of new way to do something, I would appreciate it if they shouted me out. So I just kind of, you know, go by that golden rule, treat others as you would want to be treated, or whatever it's supposed to be. I know what it's supposed to be, you know. But yeah, so they had like a rack, like a little shelving system. I think it was plastic. It may have been metal, but yeah, I could find some pretty cheap shelves online when I was looking. So I might just literally set up like a shelving system and have like succulents, and then like I said, I'm trying to get rid of this fish and take this tank down so I have more outlet space and just more easier for me and stuff, more space. I'm going to put this tank in storage somewhere. I will save this tank for sure. I'm not giving it away. But yeah. Okay, that was just somebody driving down the hunting access road. Got people going to hunt on my road. But yeah, I'm going to probably end up expanding into having that Finex grow light on one of the racks and use it as like a succulent light. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys stay tuned for me branching out and getting some succulents. I just really like them. Oh, and here, I'll show you one of the things. So when we got that one, it's Haworthia is what it's called, Haworthia. I think it might be Zebra Haworthia, but it kind of looks different than Zebra Haworthia too. I'm trying to get it here. That's better. But we cut off some of the leaves. You try to cut them as close to the stalk as you can, and I put some apple cider vinegar as like a rooting hormone. So I'm trying to propagate them, see if I can get some new baby succulents to grow off of it. And then we're going to put a smaller one inside of her little glass terrarium. Let's see if I can find that little glass terrarium. This is all just plant water, nutrient water, and regular dechlorinated water. So this is the terrarium that she wants, and that she has. She likes it because it's like the vac's like higher up than the front. It's kind of like a cool little angle to it, so it looks really good. Yeah. So we'll be planting some stuff in there eventually. I think anyway. See how these guys are doing. Oh, that's both the small bristlenose. So I haven't seen both the small bristlenose in a little while. Oh, there's both the big bristlenose right there. So that's all the bristlenose that I'm accounting for. I see all the bamboo shrimp on a regular basis. All the other fish in here are doing really good. So I should be, I mean, you guys see my plant growth. Oh, by the way, I was watching Aquarium Co-op the other day, and he was talking about experimenting with low light. That'd be really cool to see, because that's pretty much all I run is, you know, this is like, what is there? There's only one row of LEDs there. Sorry if that blinded you guys, but like, that's, you know, maybe 35 or 40 LEDs or something like that. That's not that much light. That light only draws like 10 watts or 20 watts or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It's a very, very small number of watts from the wall. So yeah, I think everybody should experiment with trying to go low light. You can definitely grow any crypt. I have Crypt lutea, Crypt lucens in here. I got these little guys are Crypt parva. They don't grow as well, but you can see some of them are doing okay. That's Crypt wendeti. They're browns or reds. You can see they're not like super red, like he was saying in his video, the same thing, but they're living pretty good. And they actually, you know, every once in a while, I can't tell if you can see that or not. I'm gonna put the flash on it. Oh, flash disabled due to low battery. How low is my battery, guys? Oh, it's low. Okay, well, but there's a little baby plant back there. This one's making a baby, so yeah, they'll branch out for you and look really good and turn into a giant crypt jungle. And I've got Java moss in pretty much every tank now. So yeah, guys. You should go low light, is what I'm saying. I really like the low light setups. Oh, and this is a dwarf aquarium lily in the middle. And duckweed does good in low light. Like, I mean, you know, there's a lot of plants. There's a lot more plants than even the ones that I have that you could use in low light. Tons of them. So definitely give it some thought. And this will be it for this video. I probably won't post it till later tonight if I remember, so it might come out like tomorrow, like a little bit later. I'm going to post a short video of shrimp feeding frenzies and the frog feeding frenzy though. So stay tuned.